Hi, friends. Hello. Hi, YouTube. How is everybody today on this very cold 46 degrees in St. Louis, Missouri? Just like this. We went from summer to it's cold. I've got my long sleeves on. I've got a pot of water boiling on the stove. I refuse to turn my heat on yet. It is chilly. I'm sitting here with every apparatus that I have for my business. I have enough chargers to choke a freaking horse. I'm sitting here and I'm looking. I was in the kids' room this morning cleaning, like us moms do, retrieving all my plates and forks and cups that I couldn't figure out where they went to. And lo and behold, I forgot he had a video camera. I'm like, that just saved me $100 and something dollars. If you're looking for something, go look in your kid's room. If he's a responsible kid and he's got a job and he's making money, I can promise you he's bought things that you need. So I'm like, okay, now where's the cord to that? And I'm like, that's okay. eBay, can get that from eBay. Was looking for my tablet. Gotta have a tablet. For my one camera that still takes batteries, I have a rechargeable. I have my point and shoot camera. I have another point and shoot camera. I have the very first camera I got, my Fuji. I love it. It takes perfect video. And then, of course, my really good Nikon that I use all the time. On top of the fact that I have a phone, two phones that I'm not using, all the things that we need for our business. And I know I'm getting away from the title of my video here, but I wanted to just talk today about what you do, who you're trying to appease, and who you're comparing your life to, knowing that nobody is you. Nobody can emulate you. Nobody can imitate you. Nobody can take anything away from you. You are your own individual self. And if people truly wanted to be your friend, they would go out of the way to be your friend. This is reunion season, I think. My 40th, I get it confused. My 40th reunion was just recently, and I chose not to go. I don't feel I need to go and play one-up, keeping up with the Joneses. I don't need the people that I went to school with to understand what's going on in my life. I have nothing to compare to. I have nothing where I need to have one up on somebody. I have no reason to stay in touch with the people that I went to high school with because my life has evolved. Now, with all that said, if those people that I went to high school with, if they still wanted to be my friend, and let me tell you, in the years that I went to high school, I was a pretty popular girl, was a pom-pom girl, almost 4 years of my high school life, attended every dance, every homecoming, went to junior ring with Kevin Romberg, went to my senior prom with Gary Swan, did all the dances, hung out with the cool kids, and had some great growing up friends. Excuse me, I have to get situated here in my tight quarters in my kitchen. The people that I grew up with, the people that I went to school with, they say, the best years of your life are when you go to high school. I think they're trying years. And I think those people that you are friends with in high school, if they truly wanted to be your friend and they truly wanted to be a part of your life, they would continue to stay in your life for a very long period of time. Now, through social media, I've been able to reconnect with Sue Beckerly and Paula Bram and my neighbor Gail Hicks. Now, of course, they all have married names. I love chatting with Linda Bertani. Love hearing from Teresa Capiello. But the people that truly, truly wanted to stay friends with me would have stayed in touch. You have a business that you're running. Are the people who are claiming to be your friends, are they buying from you? Are they sharing your words? Are they interacting with who you are and what you do? And are they, I'm going to put my glasses back on, are they asking about your business? Or do they just want to be nosy about your business because they have no life of their own? Now, most of the people that I went to school with, they have gone on to be successful, very successful people. Married well, had wonderful kids. As you can see, I got some pictures of mine there. I've got a couple of my t-shirts behind me doing multitasking today. But the people that are your friends, you should not have to worry about going to any reunion so you can compare your life. So you can show off the guy that's on your arm. Could have very well went to my reunion, could have very well took Matt with me. But Matt doesn't care about the people that I went to high school with. Matt cares about the person I am today. And the people that I went to high school with, they only know me for how they know me from 40 years ago, because they haven't stayed in touch, because they haven't gotten onto who I am or what I do now. It's not important as you go on in life to be successful that you still need to be concerned about proving something to people that you went to school with 40 years ago. Tyler and I were just having this conversation. He opted not to go to college for this semester. I don't know if he will go to college because he's my worker kid. He's my hands-on kid. He knows what it's like already to make money. So I'm saying to him, branch out, learn to know different people, get to know different people, get out of the area, get out of what you know. Excuse me, I'm going to turn this down a minute. Get out of what you know, get out of your comfort zone and meet other people, because the people that you know right now are not going to continue to be your friends forever. They may be good acquaintances. He says to me, Mom, I like my friends. I know I can trust them, and I know they won't flake out on me and they will be fakers. And that's all fine and good for when your kids are going to school and when any of us had gone to school. But life evolves, life changes. And these people, these so-called people that want to be your friend, will stay in touch with you, and they will be very much on your bandwagon, knowing that they want to be behind you so you can be successful. Not that you have to compare your life with somebody, something that you knew years ago. There's a difference between people who are interested in who you are as a business, or people who are interested in you because they are nosy and want to know your business. I run a business. I do photography. I travel an awful lot. I teach painting lessons. I have a line of t-shirts. I have a line of merchandise. I do art shows. The people that are interested in who I am and what I do, they share my words. They ask me questions about where I'm going to be and where Matt and I might be traveling next. The things that I post on social media, social media, it has a two-way catch. The people who do not like you will be sure to follow you so they know that they are not missing out on anything. The ones that really do know you and are really, really are concerned will share and be very proud of all of your accomplishments. Social media can be quite the crux if you're trying to be successful, if you're trying to get your words across, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, if you're trying to be inspirational, if you're trying to evolve and awaken and go forward, because the true people that want to be in your social media are people that you are hoping are clapping for you, are cheering for you, who are wanting you to become a success so they can say, hey, I know her. Not that they need to compare to who you are or what you're doing. You don't need to keeping up with the Joneses in order to be successful. I had said to a couple different girls that I had spoken with over the last couple months when they were talking about, our reunion. And I said, hey, I'm not interested in going, thanks for including me. Thanks for, being concerned if I'm going to be there. But if you want to hang out with me, let's make a date. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have a drink somewhere. You're more than welcome to come here. If you have a small get together, I'd be happy to go there. But I have no need to compare life, because life changes. Life changes. Nothing stays the same. I am not the same person I was 40 years ago. And I am hoping, depending on what your age is, that you were not the same person that you were when you graduated from high school. Do you remember, at least when I graduated, they had given us this big, long piece of paper, this test, wanting to know where we were going to be in 5 years, what we wanted to do within 10 years, where we were going to be in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, if we could plan out our life. My biggest aspiration when I graduated from high school was I wanted to be married and have kids. Well, I pretty much accomplished all that by the time I was 27. Had 2 kids, was married, not quite the white picket fence, but had a house, had a dog, had a husband, had the kids. And you know what? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It was the thing that I needed to do at the time, because I had grown up in a situation where they said, just get married, have kids, let your husband support you. But in the meantime, I'm like, there's got to be more to life than this. So by the time that I think it was our 10-year reunion came along, everybody was married, 1 kid, 2 kid, and we were still going off of what we had done and what our accomplishments were in high school. My dear friend, Sue Beckerly, I can remember her class president speech. Her address started out, Sochies, jocks, and burnouts. Let us all come together as we are all different individuals. Now, why I remember that, I don't know, but it won her the class president. Does that make her any better or different today, 40 years down the line, because she was our class president? I don't know. I don't think so. I believe she's a very successful person in finance somewhere. But we're not the same. We are not the same people that we were back then. And why would you want to associate yourself with people who only know you for how they know you? And why would you not want people to know how successful you've become in the person that you are today and the life that you have become today? When my divorce was final in 94, I went into food and beverage. I went into food and beverage because, being Italian, we can force you to death, talk you to death, force feed you. And it just seemed like a natural thing to do. And I was good at it. I was making money at it. Always wanted to be an artist, always wanted to have a following, always wanted to teach. It took years. It took years to step away from the life that I was told that I needed to have in order to have the life and to become the person that I am today. I find it that people who stay stuck in a life eons ago, they're missing out. They're missing out on the better part of who they're supposed to be, because they are still so concerned about having to prove something to somebody from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And it's just not necessary. I'm sitting here, we're getting ready to go to North Carolina Next Sunday we leave. We're going to stay in Gatlinburg for 2 nights. We're going to go over to North Carolina for a couple days. We're tossing if we want to drive up to Virginia or if we want to drive down to Key West. I'm fortunate that I'm in a position where I can take that time and I can use my photography and I can talk about living this fabulous life. Living this life, making money on my terms because I have the opportunity that has allowed me to grow and to blossom and not to be so concerned about how anybody else lives their life or how anybody else is making their money. It's about what I'm doing in my world where I can share with an audience, with my coaching groups, with my one-on-one women personal mentors, where being an entrepreneur is so important because you have grown, you have outgrown what you used to know and what's good for you now, living this very, very prosperous life. It's so important to be so true to who your real core is, not ever having to worry about the guy that's on your arm or the man that you married or the man that you had to have married. It's about what you can do to contribute to who you are as a person and what you can contribute to a society, a community. People who have watched you grow and evolve, knowing you're not like anybody else. You don't need to compare your life to anybody else. Be the inspiration. Don't so much worry about the people that you left behind. Worry about where you're going at this point in your life. You have nothing to prove to anybody but yourself that you can be the success that you need to be, no matter how many different apparatuses that you have to have in order to be the successful person that you're supposed to be. If these people in your life wanted to be your friend and they would be so interested in the business that you run, those people will be there in the front line, cheering you on, clapping you on, not ever worrying about being nosy and the business that you're doing and taking care of, and the ones that want to spy, the ones that want to stalk your pages. Be the success because you know how to be the success, that you've stepped away from the crowd and that you were able to go on with your life and you were able to start all over again in this wonderful, wonderful opportunity in this world and in this life that you live. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I am Kitryn Marie. I'm an artist, a writer, a speaker, a life, and a business coach. If there's anything I can do for you, if you're in the St. Louis, Missouri area, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. Right now, the weather is cold. It is getting ready to change. A lot of big things going on this weekend, taking care of a lot of stuff this week so I can prepare to go on my trip for next week. So you take care. Remember, fate does turn on a dime, and you need to decide what side of that coin you want to be on. So you take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.